WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Dozens of area first responders and medical staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle are remembering North Mississippi Medical Center flight nurse Jim Spruill.
That's right. Tears were shed as the crowd gathered around the helipad at the hospital to reflect on their friend. During the candlelight vigil, everyone went around using a word to describe Jim Spruill, followed by the last call. Spruill was killed Sunday in a medical helicopter crash in Arkansas. Friends and co-workers say the loss leaves a huge hole in a lot of hearts.
We've had some crying moments, we've had some laughing moments, sharing the memories and the things with Jim, and so but yeah, it's been very trying the last 2 days.
And Chris says if anyone could know one thing about Spruill, it's that he truly had a passion for helping others. Spruill leaves behind a wife and 4 children.
Thanksgiving is traditionally the busiest travel holiday. That's why the Mississippi Highway Patrol is preparing for its holiday enforcement period. You'll
start seeing troopers on busy highways Wednesday through midnight Sunday. Our Jory Talley has more.
Thanksgiving travel and troopers go hand in hand. The Mississippi Highway Patrol will be out on highly traveled roads and highways, including highways 82, 45, and 25. Troopers from Troop G are expecting even more travelers this Thanksgiving holiday.
You're going to have a lot of folks that are coming into our area to attend the football game, so you can pile that on top with just your normal Thanksgiving traffic. It's going to be a lot of people out on the roads during the holiday this year.
You're also going to think you see more troopers, but Master Sergeant Chris Turnipseed says it just appears that way because all of the troopers are concentrated in specific areas.
We have an academy going right now. They'll graduate early spring to hopefully help us alleviate some of our manpower issues. But the people we use and resources we have, we will put them in key areas where they can be most effective.
Turnipseed says the heavier traffic is why troopers put a more intense focus on the holiday enforcement period. Regardless of the day or season, their job is the same, to keep people safe. And visibility is one of their most important tools.
They see troopers out there, they're less likely inclined to, drive fast or, look at their phones or, not wear, even choose not to wear a seatbelt because they know we're out there checking, so they pay a little more attention to, their activity and what they're doing and being more careful.
The holiday enforcement period often comes with an uptick in speeding tickets. Some people believe going 80 miles per hour versus 70 miles per hour will make a huge difference in travel time, but it really doesn't.
You might save anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour. And that's one of those questions to me is, if you don't make it there at all and you're late, you don't even make it to to your families or your destination, and what have you really gained by taking a risk?
Turnipseed encourages drivers to pay attention and be considerate of other drivers during the busy travel period.
So is the urge to push the speedometer past the speed limit really worth it in the end in terms of time? A quick look seems to show the time saved may not be worth the cost of that ticket. If you drive 80 miles per hour in a 70 zone, that will only cut a 200-mile trip by 20 minutes, making the journey about 2.5 hours. Traveling those same speeds on a 300-mile drive, that extra 10 miles per hour buys you an extra 30 minutes. For a look at the speed calculator we use, go to our website, WCBI.com.
The civil case filed by the family of Ronnie Shumpert has been dismissed by a judge, but the legal wrangling between the two sides continues. Attorney Carlos Moore has already filed an appeal of the judge's order dismissing the wrongful death claims of the family of the man shot to death by Tupelo officer Tyler Cook. Now the attorneys for Cook, the city of Tupelo, and others sued are seeking to have Moore pay some of the expenses they racked up in defending their clients. Court filings show they want at least $10,700 in expenses from Moore. Most of that cost is for court reporters, process servers, and others involved in recording depositions in the case.
Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant identifies the inmate that died last night at the county jail. Emergency responders were called to the jail just after 6 o'clock Monday night for 46-year-old Charles Jeffrey Allen of Louisville. Early indications are that the death is a suicide, but Allen's body has been sent to Pearl for an autopsy. The investigation is being handled by the MBI. Time now to turn our attention to weather, and meteorologist Amanda Reynolds is in with your first look. Amanda?
Well, thanks, Joey. We're going to continue to see temperatures dropping down into the low 40s tonight. Right now, we're seeing temperatures right around 50 degrees. Going through the rest of this evening, we'll slowly drop through the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, earlier this year, the residents of Eupora chose Lamar Dumas to lead the city.
Dumas is the first African American to hold the office. Today, our Parker King checked in with the mayor to get a progress report on his first 6 months. Parker's back in the studio now with more on that.
Guys, it was one of the closest elections you can possibly have without a tie. 2 votes separated Dumas and his opponent. Regardless of the division, Dumas says the city has been cooperative with the transition, and he's been hard at work for his city.
I realize I'm an African American. I realize I'm a citizen of the state of Mississippi, the United States, and the citizen of the city of Eupora.
Since his inauguration, Mayor Dumas has been working to make sure his city is better than he found it. He accredits the smooth transition into office to a cooperative administration and his faith.
I believe we're walking on faith. We're dealing with diversity and unity among the diversity, where we're hoping that we can thrive to do more for the city of Eupora.
So far, his beautification projects to clean the city have been a success. Dumas also plans to use the city's available property for economic development, bringing jobs and people into the city.
Hopefully get some industry off in here, because we have a fantastic, in my opinion, work staff that comes from Eupora and the Webster County areas that's presently working outside of Webster County.
His long-term vision for the city focuses on one of the main arteries of the area and could potentially bring in revenue for the city.
A frontage road, our service road on the north side of 82 that will offer a lot of invitations for retail and industry to come here. We feel that we can get this frontage road and some businesses and things on the side of the highway. They will not only stop there to work with us, to shop with us, and then we get some revenue off of that.
With how things have been going so far, Dumas sees a bright future for his hometown.
So long as we can keep that type attitude, our community should prosper as we go on.
Dumas mentioned that Eupora has 173 acres of available property for industry, so it might not be long before a developer takes an interest in the area.
Thanks, Parker. An area family has a change of venue for their holiday plans, but it's a good thing.
We'll find out where they will spend their Thanksgiving when we come back. Welcome back. Starkville Habitat for Humanity dedicates the 9th annual Maroon Edition home to its new owner. Today, Mississippi State and Starkville area Habitat for Humanity officials and volunteers welcomed Karima Gillen and her 2 young children home. Construction started on August 11th, which is special to Gillen because that's her grandfather's birthday, and the family will be in the house in time for Thanksgiving. The new homeowner says she feels more than blessed.
It's from inside to without, but I'm so happy because my kids finally get somewhere that I can, show them the ropes and show them, how I lived in the house when I was younger, and something that I can give back to them when I'm gone and they're here, something to just remember me by.
Gillen and the Habitat crew also got some help, that is, from some Florida State students who evacuated during Hurricane Irma.
Very nice house. Some North Mississippi churches are preparing a unique Thanksgiving outreach. For nearly 30 years, a group known as Christians on the Move to Evangelize has packed and delivered lunches on Thanksgiving Day to area jails, shut-ins, ICU, and ER waiting rooms. The effort involves churches from several denominations who gather for a time of prayer and ministry each Thanksgiving.
I think that one of the best ways to give thanks to Jesus on Thanksgiving is to go out and make somebody else's day better. I believe if Jesus was here, he would be out feeding people, healing people, and making somebody else's life better on Thanksgiving. I really do. And so I think that's one of the most rewarding things to celebrate Thanksgiving is to make somebody else's life better.
Volunteers meet at Harrisburg Baptist Church in Tupelo at 8 Thanksgiving morning. For more information, visit our website, wcbi.com.
Well, we'll continue to see the sunshine through the day tomorrow, but we won't be quite as warm, and it will actually be a little bit breezy. I'll look at your full forecast right after the break.
First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Amanda Reynolds.
Well, we had some clouds hanging around earlier this afternoon. You can see them on our Alpha Insurance time lapses over downtown Tupelo as well as Columbus. Didn't see too much of the sunset this evening as the clouds blocked most of it, but it was pretty nice out there. We saw temperatures around 60 degrees up in Tupelo today. It's actually pretty close to normal. It might have felt a little bit chilly, but we've been used to some of that warmer weather, so just kind of felt a little bit chilly. Now, last night we had lows around freezing, but tonight will be close to the normal average of 40 degrees. So pretty close, pretty normal day today. Those cooler temperatures just off to our north, that cooler air beginning to sink in from Canada will continue to cool off over the next few days as well going into Thanksgiving. But as I mentioned, tonight will be around 40 degrees. We will see some clouds, and that's what's going to keep us a little bit warmer tonight. We won't be down into the low 30s. We'll be in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees. Now, we will see some north winds overnight tonight, and they'll slowly pick up as we get into tomorrow morning. Could see gusts of up to 20 miles per hour as you're heading out tomorrow morning, so maybe grab that extra jacket, maybe a windbreaker. We'll be in the low 40s, and we'll climb up to the mid 50s. The clouds will also begin to clear out going into tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see mostly clear skies for tomorrow evening. But for Thanksgiving, going to be beautiful, picture-perfect fall weather. It'll be cool and clear, fairly nice as well. We'll see temperatures in the mid-50s and not really a rain chance, not only for Thanksgiving, but at any time in the upcoming week and pretty much through the end of November as well. So Thursday, not only is it Thanksgiving, but it is also the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss at Mississippi State. For kickoff at 6:30, temperatures will be in the low 50s and will drop, or the upper 50s, and will drop back to the low 40s by the time you're leaving the game, leaving those tailgates. So definitely want to grab the jacket as it'll be a little bit chilly, as Robbie called it earlier. It's football weather. So areas across the U.S. going to be fairly clear for the most part for Thanksgiving and this coming week. So not too much travel woes for at least weather related going into the day of Thanksgiving. Here in our area, not really any weather to worry about anytime in the next week. We'll see plenty of sunshine, maybe some more clouds Saturday, but we'll also see some warmer temperatures. We'll have more coming up right after the break.
Sports with Robbie Donahoe is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
We are talking to coaches about the enemy tonight for MSU. The Bulldogs keying in on slowing down Jordan Ta'amu and the high-flying Ole Miss offense as head coach Dan Mullen compares Ta'amu with the injured Shea Patterson.
He can beat you with his legs running the ball. May even be more athletic than Shea, even though Shea was I think Shea's a really athletic guy. I playing him last year, I remember watching him in high school and then watching him play and playing against us last year, and I thought he's a lot more athletic than I thought he was on high school film. and as a dynamic playmaker. But Jordan really can do the same things for him. You know, I mean, he throws the ball, understands their offense, makes the reads, but is also very dangerous. That he can beat you not just with quarterback runs, but the ones that are more dangerous are the extending of plays and scrambling. I think those are the ones that his ability to improvise makes it even more dangerous.
At Ole Miss, the concern for head coach Matt Luke isn't his offense, which can score at will on opponents, but the Rebel defense, which he was honest about facing that Bulldog rushing attack.
They do a job of running the football, and that's something that we've struggled with. And so I think we have our work cut out going there and stopping the run and forcing them to throw it. And then, they've done a great job on defense. Coach Grantham, done a phenomenal job. I think we have to do a good job of handling crowd noise first and foremost. We got to do a good job of handling that. And then we got to keep our balance. We got to go play fast. We got to be able to run the football and then take advantage of our matchups outside.
And look forward to our 2017 Egg Bowl special here on WCBI Wednesday following the news at 6, and then Thursday at noon we'll have Terrence Metcalf and Reggie Kelly joining the show. Should be a lot of fun. Hope you can tune in for that. Speaking of going down to Mississippi, MSU left tackle Martinez Rankin named the 2017 Kent Hull Trophy winner. That's given to the state's top collegiate offensive lineman. Rankin been dominant since his junior year on the offensive line, appearing in 21 games with 17 starts. He's been the team captain for the Bulldogs this year, and he'll play in the 2018 Senior Bowl. To the Iron Bowl, and we heard from Nick Saban last night. Now we hear from Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn, who has quite the game on his hands this Saturday on the Plains. And the Tiger head coach getting a sense of deja vu going into this week's rivalry matchup with the Tide.
You got the Iron Bowl, it's big. And you add the Iron Bowl with the possibility of a SEC West Championship. It feels like 2013. It feels exactly the same way. And it's a big game, and it means more. Offensively, just for them, I mean, their quarterback was the player of the year last year in the SEC. Calvin Ridley, I'm very impressed with. He's one of the better, receivers, in all of football. And then the running backs, they got a slew of them that are very talented and got a lot of guys back. As far as us goes, I think you've seen us grow into who we are.
And lastly, the high school football. If you watched us last Friday in the End Zone, you know our Carl Hogan Toyota Games of the Week for our final week of the End Zone are set. We'll start with the rematch in 2A as Calhoun City visits Winona for the 2A North Half title. Tigers won 31-20 at the Boneyard back in October. And in Macon, Part 2 will showcase the Toothpick Bowl for all the marbles as the Tigers and Wildcats tangle once more, but this time with a berth into the 4A North Half final on the line. We'll be live and have reports from both games coming up Friday on WCBI Sports. We'll also recap the Egg Bowl from the Thursday night previously. That is it for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast, talk a little bit about the college football playoff poll at 10 when we come back.
Plenty of sunshine for this Thanksgiving week. Can't really ask for much better fall-like weather for this Thanksgiving week. We'll warm up a little bit going into the weekend, but holiday travel looking just perfect.
That's across most of the country too. I mean, we haven't had that
just a
in a
few
while.
areas that might see some showers.
Going to the Egg Bowl, bundle up.
Yep.
That's right. But that's good. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.